a village of just under 9,000 residents, 35 miles southeast of Rochester and 48 miles west of Syracuse. Welcome to Newark, New York, right in upstate New York. I'm Tom Ruck alongside Ethan Duncan here for the Niagara Falls Americans and the Newark Pilots. It's Colburn Park on a Friday night in June. Ethan, welcome in.
Should be a good one here. A 2-hour drive from Niagara Falls. Americans looking for their first road win on the season. Playing in Newark. Tied. Got one of two. Against the Ironbacks yesterday. Took the second game 7-5 after a 2-run single from Ryotaro Munakata in the fifth. Great game there. Obviously the first one didn't go as we wanted on Education Day and sort of spilled out, and then had a good one there. Not as many fans, but a good game altogether.
Yeah, yesterday, Education Day at Sal Magley Stadium. An exciting day nonetheless, a very busy first game. Just over 3,000 fans in attendance from local schools, elementary and middle schools in the area of Niagara Falls. Now taking just about a 2-hour drive here to Newark, New York. And the Americans will take on the Pilots for their 8th game of the season. The Americans coming into this one 2-5 on the year. The Pilots sit at 0-6. So an exciting matchup for both teams. The Pilots still looking for their first win of the 2026 season. The Americans looking for their third. The Pilots off yesterday, coming off a loss, a close one to the Elmira Pioneers, a very tough loss for the Pilots. It was the defense that was the main issue in that game. 9 errors for the Newark Pilots in that game alone. And the game ended on an error at third base as well. The Americans, like you mentioned, Ethan, coming off a big win in Game 2 of a 7-inning doubleheader yesterday, 7-5. They won that one in.
Yeah, finally kept up with the Ironbacks on hits, both at 7. Feels like the Americans will either be way behind on hits or be way ahead, but won't get the run support. Got the run support in that game, scoring a tough Niagara team that was 3-3 after winning the first game. Ironbacks much stronger than they were last year. Obviously, Americans 10-1 against them last year. Now, series 1-2. Facing the Pilots, and they gave Elmira trouble. Obviously, walked off by the Pioneers despite being up 10-9, and they came back. So they were down 8-3 earlier in that game, up 10-9, blew the save. Just couldn't get their first win. So they've given Can USA teams trouble before. Trying to do the same again here. So looking for their first win on a beautiful Friday night.
Yeah, you said it. Beautiful Friday night here in Newark, New York, a small town just close to Rochester and Syracuse here in the state of New York. We'll be back after a short break here from Colburn Park. It's Tom Rook, it's Ethan Duncan on the American Sports Network. A special thank you to Tropical Heating and Cooling for sponsoring the Americans this season. Locally owned and operated, Tropical Heating and Cooling provides expert installation, repair, and maintenance for home heating, cooling, and air quality systems. Call 716-870-0753 or head to tropicalheating.net to submit a service request and knock your heating and cooling needs out of the park. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Coca-Cola for their support this season. Known for its refreshing bubbles and iconic flavor, Coca-Cola is the world's best-selling carbonated soft drink. Snag a Coke right here at the Sal Magley Stadium concession stand and make your game day even sweeter. Welcome back to Newark, New York. It's Colburn Park here for the Niagara Falls Americans taking on the Newark Pilots. Head coach Will Cordero for the Americans and head coach Johnny Brown Jr. for the Pilots, exchanging lineup cards. So we'll take a look at the lineups here as well. First, for the visiting Americans, Ethan.
So we'll start out with Justin Gladfelter leading off at short, first time playing short all season. Center fielder David Harris, followed by left fielder Dominic Zangardi, came in last game for the injury to Matt Ganshaw. DHing Derek Jesmondi, third base Cooper Rowell, at first Adam Weiss, right field Vincent Favada had his first home run. It was a big home run. The extra hitter Evan Shank, second baseman Miguel Salcido, catcher Christopher Snuzz, and on the bump Angel Nova Lopez, looking for his first win on the year.
Absolutely, Nova Lopez been one of the consistent arms that we've seen start games for the Americans. This one will be his third game starting for the Americans. So definitely one of those arms that we've seen multiple times, in that starter role. This Americans pitching group has just changed so much and been very, different throughout these games in the season. So to see a consistent starter like Nova Lopez is a good sign for this Americans team. Now taking a look at the home team starting lineup in the Newark Pilots. Leading off playing shortstop, Jonathan Rodriguez. Batting second in center field, Nicholas Nelson. Connor Wright will bat third and be the designated hitter. Aiden Bolin will bat fourth and be the left fielder. Michael DeRosa playing first base, batting fifth. Angel Gomez playing right, batting sixth. Then batting seventh, Christopher Babkowski, the catcher. Matthew Diatovio will bat eighth and play third base. And batting ninth, Kyle Takahashi. He'll play second base. And Liam Eshelman will be the starting pitcher for the Pilots. Tonight, Eshelman getting his first start for the Pilots this season. Comes from Keuka College. And there's your starting lineups for the Americans and for the Pilots here at Colburn Park. A nice stadium here in Newark, New York. Seats about 2,000 people. Definitely one of the nicer parks in the league.
Yeah, nice park, 339 down both lines, 402 to center with a huge American flag. No wind yet to pick it up, but plenty of sponsors you can see. Nice scoreboard. Yeah, certainly a nice park, sort of just off the road in Newark, New York.
Absolutely. So looking at some matchup history between these two teams. They played each other 4 times last year, the Americans and the Pilots. The Americans led that series 3-1. Newark took the opener 5-1 last season, and the Americans never looked back. They won the next 3 in the season, all coming in July 1st, 7th, and 22nd. The Newark won the lone June game coming on June 17th. So just shy of a year ago to the date. They won that one 5-1. The last time these two played, July 22nd. And it went into extra innings. The Americans scored 2 in the top of the 10th and won that one 6-4. A big win for the Americans. That was July 22nd. But overall, the Pilots coming into tonight 0-6. And the Americans coming into tonight at 2-5. So we'll pause and listen to the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last streaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the gap. Sorry, let me start over. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Okay, we have 2.
Play ball, as they like to say, here in Newark, New York. A couple different first pitches tonight. Connections to Creation Technology here at Colburn Park. Seats 2,000 people, like I mentioned. Not a crazy big park compared to Sal Magley in Niagara Falls. That seats about 4,000, so about half the capacity compared to back home for the Americans. Nonetheless, definitely a nice playing surface and good dirt.
Tom, we sort of talked about how the Americans really started late and haven't played that many games compared to the other teams. Newark even less. Newark, Geneva, and Auburn, 3 teams. All of them only played 6 games on the year. Americans played 7, so it felt like Americans have played maybe 3 games. Other teams around 7. Newark also sort of just getting into it.
Yeah, taking a look at the standings in the PGCBL West Division. Auburn technically in first by winning percentage. They're 5-1, but in second, Jamestown, the most wins. They're 8-2. Batavia, the Muck Dogs, in third. They're 5-2. Then you've got Elmira, 5-3. Olean, the new team of the PGCBL this season, they're 4-5 in fifth place. The Ironbacks, who split the doubleheader yesterday on Education Day with the Americans, they're in sixth, 3-4. Then you've got the Americans of Niagara Falls in seventh place. They are 2-5. The Geneva Red Wings sitting in eighth place at 1-5, and the Newark Pilots still looking for that first win. They are 0-6 to start the season, sitting in ninth place. Ethan,
Curious to see how the Americans could do against Olean tomorrow, because you see those top 4 teams. Auburn, obviously, first by winning percentage. Americans handed them their first loss. Jamestown lost by 1. Obviously, we don't talk about the first game they had, 8-run loss, but one-run loss to Jamestown, 1-run loss to Batavia. And got the win over Auburn. So Americans can go toe-to-toe with those top 4 teams.
absolutely. You know, you look at those matchups, right, a couple nights ago in Jamestown for the Americans, losing 6-5 on Wednesday night. Definitely a tough loss, but they hung right there with the Tarp Skunks all game again last week in Batavia, losing by 1 run. Again, just multiple close games. You look at last year's standings, right? Newark finished 17-24. Niagara Falls 30-16. So just about not opposite, but very different records, you know, in terms of finishing. And these two teams very similar to start the year.
Yeah, Newark has also struggled with pitching as well. 6th in the PGCBL, 8.12 ERA, 8.12 ERA. Americans at 9.68.
Yeah, the Americans pitching staff definitely been an issue this year, opponents averaging near 11 runs a game against the Americans this year so far. There's strike 1 to Justin Gladfelter. Liam Eschelman on the mound today for the Pilots. Coming into this collegiate year off of 12 appearances and 11 and a third inning at Keuka College. Here's the 0-1. Up and in, taken for a ball against Gladfelter. Gladfelter in the leadoff spot. His first start of the year at shortstop for the Americans. Been seeing a lot of time at second base, now getting the start over in the 6 hole. Here's the 1-1, taken upstairs for a ball. Eshelman wearing number 29 for the Pilots. Just 9 strikeouts in those 12 appearances, a 3.97 ERA at Division III Keuka. Fastball up, misses to Gladfelter.
You mentioned it, Tom. Gladfelter primarily at second. Going to try something at shortstop here. Obviously, second base, shortstop, just a little bit more putouts. Pretty similar positions.
Here's the 3-1 to Gladfelter. Taken in there for a strike. It'll be 3-2. A good 3-1 slider. And Eshelman makes it a full count. That one taken upstairs for ball 4. So a leadoff walk and an important one in terms of speed on the bases for the Americans.
7 steals for Gladfelter on the year. Ties him for second with walks, which is Mondi leading is Weiss. Obviously, we've talked about it. Really the main base stealer for the Americans. Far 7 for 7 is yet to be caught stealing on the year.
So here's David Harris coming off a good game yesterday. 3 for 4, 3 hits, and he reached his 4th time on an error. So pick off at first. Gladfelter back in time. The Americans without a big bat in the lineup today, and Matthew Ganschow took a ball off the ribs yesterday. Spoke with him, said he felt 90 to 95%. All good. They're just giving him another couple days. Still a very long season, only in Game 7. That one taken inside for a ball. Game 8 of the season. So let Ganschow get back to full health.
Americans really have been hit by pitches a lot. Really one one of the two main ones, obviously, Rowan out for the year after that hit by pitch. And then Ganshaw will be out for a game because of it as well.
There goes Gladfelter. Throw down to second. Not in time. Gladfelter, another steal for the speedster.
Went on a good pitch, high fastball. Throw is all right, sort of in front of second base. Made a close play a little bit easier as Gladfelter in scoring position already.
It's his 8th steal on the season. Gladfelter off second. Here's the pitch to Harris. Misses inside. Ball 3, 3-0 to David Harris. The Americans still looking for that first road win on the season. Both wins coming at home at Sal Magley, the barber shop. Harris ahead 3-0. Takes ball 4 inside. That one will get away. And Gladfelter moves up 90 feet over to third.
Yeah, first walk on the year there for Weiss. Already been hit by 2 pitches. Pretty surprising there.
Batting next, number 3, Dominic Zangardi.
So here's Dominic Zangardi. Going to be a freshman in the fall at Niagara University. Harris off first. Zangardi takes strike 1, down and away. Gladfelter off of third. Americans starting off strong here, first and third. Nobody out in the top of the first against the Pilots. Pick off to first. Harris back. He'll get dirty. Americans on the road again tomorrow at Olean. Taking on the Oilers.
So that was Harris's first walk on the year.
Zangardi takes strike 2 on the inner half, so it'll be 0-2 to Dom Zangardi. Harris off first. A decent-sized lead. It's going to stay put, though. Zangardi takes ball 1 outside. It'll be 1-2 now. Zangardi batting from the left side, hitting .313 on the season and 16 at-bats for this Americans offense. 2 RBIs, 5 hits. Chops that one over in the 6 hole. It's through for a base hit. Dom Zangardi gets the scoring started for the Americans. They lead 1-0 here in the top of the first.
Good piece of hitting there from Zangardi on that 1-2 count. Good hit up the middle, just past shortstop and third base. Gives him his 3rd RBI on the year. Americans start out scoring. Up 1, still haven't given up an out.
So just a little seeing eye ground ball that makes its way through. And Zangardi gets the job done here early. Jesmonti taps that one over to short. Rodriguez fields, throws on the run. And he's off the bag. Michael DeRosa cannot stay on first. So Jesmonti will reach and keep the bases loaded now.
Tough play at short. Looked like he was going to be out by a step. Just couldn't make the throw. Now bases loaded for the Americans. Still no one out.
That one's ruled a hit. I think I agree with that 100%. Would have been a tough play. Coach Brown going to walk out and talk to the umpires. They're going to talk it over to see if DeRosa stayed on the bag. Good hustle from Jesmonti. Umpires keep the call safe. So DeRosa was off the base. There's that hard 90. The Americans preach. Jesmonti reaches with the infield single. So Harris at third, Zangardi at second, Jesmonti at first. The Americans' bases loaded here in the top half of the first. Cooper Rowell takes ball 1. Rowell all the way from Jacksonville, Florida. Just committed to Palm Beach Atlantic. Here's the 0-1-0. Taken outside for ball 2-0 now to Rowell.
Rowell 1 for 10 on the year, but that one hit, a double that scored 3.
A good hitters count here for Rowell with the bases loaded. Here's the pitch from Eshelman, taken inside for ball 3. Eshelman didn't have too many walks in his season at Keuka. 11 walks, 9 strikeouts, so not a terrible strikeout to walk ratio. Played for the Pilots last summer, a 4.82 ERA. Rowell takes strike 1. Always good to see these players return back-to-back summers. Here's the 3-1 to Rowell. Taken outside, it scampers away. It's going to be ball 4 anyway, so Harris doesn't have to worry about a close play at home as he can walk if he really wanted to. Rowell heads over to first for the RBI walk.
Some of the Americans have really excelled at is their plate discipline. Really haven't swung a lot of pitches outside of the zone unless trying to stay in the count. But something we were sort of annoyed with earlier in the year is just first pitch outs. And there, a 5-pitch walk, 3-1 count, don't swing on that pitch, and you walk a run in here as now the Americans are up 2-0.
So Brown going to go out and talk things over with Eshelman. Johnny Brown Jr. in his first season at the helm of the Pilots from nearby Lyons, New York, a town about 12 minutes away from Newark. Played college baseball at Lemoyne in Syracuse. Again, not too far from here. Also semi-professional baseball for multiple indie ball leagues. Multiple teams.
Talked about, Tom, that Eshelman's second start of the year went 0 for 1, 17.18 ERA, went 3 2/3, 8 hits, 7 earned runs, 3 walks, gave up 2 doubles, and didn't allow a strikeout. Certainly something the Americans are looking for. Sort of talked about they've also struggled finding that payoff pitch. We've sort of seen Eshelman struggle with that in his Game 1 loss.
So here's Adam Weiss with the bases loaded. Takes that one outside for ball 1. So yeah, it is Eshelman's second start on the year. Number 29 against number 26 in Adam Weiss. Here's the 1-0 to Weiss. Taken outside for strike. Evens up the count at 1 with that slider away. Weiss coming to the Americans from Herkimer County Community College. Plays a really good defensive first base. We've seen him make a lot of picks over there. Save some errors of his infielders. Chops that one foul. It'll be 1-2 to Weiss.
Weiss leading the team with walks. Certainly a tough count to do that here, 1-2, but certainly one of the best eyes of the game.
So it'll be a 1-2 to Weiss. Here's the pitch. Curveball misses up just barely. One of the tougher pitches in the game for umpires to call is those high curveballs.
Nearly froze Weiss there, but works it to a 2-2.
Here's the 2-2 to Weiss. Inside corner, called. Strike 3. A front door slider gets Weiss looking. He'll go back to the dugout for the first out of the inning.
Went to the curveball, just missed, and goes to that door sliders you were talking about. Big first out here with the bases loaded.
Here's Vincent Favada, the right fielder tonight for the Americans. Cut on and miss. Strike 1. A big cut from Favada. Speaking of big cut, first home run of the season yesterday, coming off of Favada's bat for the Americans. Not only Favada's first homer, but the Americans' first homer. Here's the 0-1, outside, ball 1.
That was a big home run in a game that back and forth, 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 5-4, 6-5, 5-7. Home run was huge.
Here's the pitch to Favada, taken outside for a strike. Right on the corner. So Eshelman ahead in the count, 1-2 here against Vincent Favada. Here's the pitch. Got on and missed. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Liam Eshelman in a bases-loaded jam.
Whatever Coach Brown said to him, that quick visit surely worked. Gave up 2 runs, but still, bases loaded, no one out. 2 runs, pretty good.
So here comes Evan Shank. He's the extra hitter today for the Americans. Had a double in yesterday's game 2 of the doubleheader. Take strike 1. Eshelman back-to-back first pitch strikes here against Americans hitters. Working ahead in the count has certainly done him a good favor. Here's the 0-1. Chopped down the first baseline. It'll stay foul, so Shank now down 0-2.
As you mentioned, Shank's 3rd games he played yesterday as well. 2 for 4 on the year, the single and a double. Has an RBI. Love to get one here on this 0-2 count.
Shank comes to the Americans from Tompkins Cortland Community College. Here's the 0-2. Outside, it's going to get away and allow a run to score as Zangardi comes in. Babkowski couldn't quite block that one. And Zangardi scores on the wild pitch.
As we're sort of talking about, he hasn't really struggled that much with those wild pitches. He had that one earlier on a walk that allowed Gladfelter to reach from second to third. Big one there to get another run, especially on an 0-2 count.
So now second and third. Here's the pitch to Shank. Swung on and missed. So 3 strikeouts in a row to end the inning, but not before 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. The Americans, after a half of an inning, lead 3-0 here at Colburn Park. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank McDonald's for being a sponsor of the team this year. With an extensive menu of well-known favorites, McDonald's is famous for its convenience. Especially during a long baseball season, McDonald's is the perfect place to grab a quick bite to eat and get right back to the ballpark. So head to your nearest McDonald's and enjoy all the classics. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Coca-Cola for their support this season. Known for its refreshing bubbles and iconic flavor, Coca-Cola is the world's best-selling carbonated soft drink. Snag a Coke right here at the Sal Magley Stadium concession stand and make your game day even sweeter. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Greater Together Credit Union. Greater Together Credit Union provides personalized banking, loans, mortgages, and savings accounts for anyone living, working, or attending school in Erie or Niagara counties. For more information, current rates, or to apply for membership, visit greatertogethercu.com. Sammy's Pizzeria has been family-owned and operated for 3 generations since 1962 and are the originators of the 1/2 tray of pizza. The Americans would like to thank Sammy's for sponsoring the team this season. Pick up all your favorites right across the street from Sal Magley Stadium at Sammy's. Back here on the American Sports Network, it's the Niagara Falls Americans taking on the Newark Pilots at Colburn Park in Newark, New York. Small town in upstate New York, just under 9,000 residents here in Newark. About 35 miles southeast of Rochester, 48 miles west of Syracuse. Pilots were founded in 2010, a charter member of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League, and began to play there in that first season in 2011. And they won the league's inaugural title in 2011. Also won the West Division in 2014. Tim Lo Castro, an MLB outfielder, played for the Pilots in 2013. Played for the Mets, the Yankees, a couple other teams, the Diamondbacks as well. So bottom of the first, the Americans lead 3-0. Here's Jonathan Rodriguez for the Pilots to lead things off. First pitch from Angel Nova Lopez, called a strike. Nova Lopez's 3rd start on the year for the Americans. Looking for a good one. He's ahead 0-1 early to Rodriguez. Misses outside. Good job by Snuzz to save that one from going to the backstop. Nobody on base, but still. Here's the 1-1. Chopped up the middle, overs Gladfelter. A high hop, throws it on the run, and he gets Rodriguez for the opening out of the bottom of the first.
First put out there from Gladfelter. A little bit low of a throw, but we've talked about how solid Weiss is at first. A good pick.
Here's Nicholas Nelson from St. John Fisher University in Rochester. Nelson just 3 games this season, 1 at-bat, 1 RBI. Batting second tonight for the Pilots. Here's the pitch from Nova Lopez, taken upstairs for ball 1. Nova Lopez currently in the transfer portal. Played last season at Curry College in Milton, Massachusetts. Just pitched 1 inning at Curry this past year. Here's the 1-0 to Nelson. Taken up and in for a ball. It'll be 2-0.
Nova Lopez Gotta get a good start out of him. Sometimes he'll struggle with one inning. He'll start well, but he gets in the funk. It sort of keeps snowballing. So he starts well, usually stays well.
That one taken down the middle for strike number 1. All the sponsorships on the outfield wall here at Colburn Park. Bully Hill Vineyards, one of those, another sponsor of the Americans. Here's the 2-1. Taken upstairs for strike number 2. A fastball at the top half of the zone. Clips the top half of the zone. $75 here in Newark. A nice Friday summer night. A little breezy, but not bad at all. Nova Lopez. That one's chopped foul by Nelson. They'll do it again. 2-2. Bottom of the first. The Americans lead the Pilots 3-0. They scored 3 runs in the first inning on 2 hits. Had 2 walks as well. 3 walks, excuse me. Here's the 2-2 from Nova Lopez to Nelson. Outside, misses. It'll be a full count.
Nova Lopez has struggled with these full counts here. 6 walks to 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, Nova Lopez fired 3 1/3 this year in 2 starts. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. A really nice spot from Nova Lopez. Sends Nelson back to the dugout. 2 early outs for the right-hander.
Up next, number 30, Connor Wright.
Look for that spot. Went to that spot on that 2-2 count. Missed it. It was fouled off as well prior before that. Goes to that low strike. It's K number 5 on the year.
Yeah, Nova Lopez 6 walks on the season. Misses outside there. Ball 1 to Connor Wright. Wright, a sophomore at Cypress College, all the way in Cypress, California. Here's the pitch from Nova Lopez. Caught on and missed by Wright. Wright played his freshman season at Lewisburg College in North Carolina. 41 hits, 10 doubles, 11 home runs. Definitely a power bat here for the Pilots. Here's the 1-1. Nova Lopez misses down. 2-1, a good slider by Nova Lopez. Just missed at the bottom of the zone. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first. Taken upstairs for ball 3. Nova Lopez down 3-1 now to Connor Wright. 2 outs, nobody on. Free base at first. We mentioned Wright, the power bat, 11 bombs this past season at the junior college Division I level. Popped foul. Is it going to stay in play? It will. Weiss chasing after it. Cannot grab it, so it'll be a full count.
Weiss didn't really seem like he knew where it was initially. Him and Favada trying to track it down deep in foul territory. Runs out of room. Go 3-2.
So it'll be a 3-2 count from Nova Lopez. 3-2 pitch here at Colburn Park. Big flag in center field. One of the bigger ones I've ever seen. Nova Lopez takes a deep breath from the stretch. Here's the 3-2. Fastball upstairs, misses, ball 4. And the first base runner of the game reaches for the Pilots.
Certainly would have liked if Weiss able to make the play, but
Number
now
15,
2 out.
Aiden Boland's up to
Runner
bat.
on first here.
So here's Aiden Boland, number 15, the left fielder tonight for the Pilots. Boland all the way from Lakewood, Colorado. Another player in the transfer portal. Nova Lopez misses inside for ball 1. Almost hit him, but just missed. The Americans 20 hit by pitches this season. That's 3rd in the PGCBL. Something they've definitely struggled with. 2nd in the West Division to Jamestown. Here's the pitch by Nova Lopez. Misses outside for ball 2.
Count to Boland here. yet to walk on the year.
Good hitters count. Nova Lopez pick off the first. Quick footwork, then just kind of lobs it over. Just to make sure. Wright knows. He knows he's there.
Right, yet to steal a base. Lopez not taking any chances here.
Bolin coming off a hamate bone fracture this past year will take ball number 3. One of those tougher baseball injuries. The hamate bone. You see a lot of guys in the major leagues out for a couple weeks at the beginning of this spring training because of that. Here's the 3-0. Taking 4 strike on the inner half. Jackson Holiday, one of those players for the Orioles. Had to spend some time on the injured list at the start of the season because of a hamate bone injury. Here's the 3-1. Taken upstairs for back-to-back walks now by Angel Lopez. First and second, the Pilots have a runner in scoring position.
Bolin didn't bite on that high fastball. Yeah, two out walks here. Runner in scoring position.
CJ Snuz going to take a walk and check on Nova Lopez. As Michael DeRosa struts to the plate, wearing number 8 for the Pilots. Another player in the transfer portal. Played last season at St. John Fisher. And he also played 2 seasons at Cayuga Community College in Auburn, New York. Here's the 0-0. Taken up and in. The Newark dugout fired up about that one. Pretty close up and in to DeRosa.
4th game for DeRosa on the year. 5 for 7 hitting 2 doubles.
Definitely a hot bat for the Pilots this year. Here's the pitch from Nova Lopez. Misses just outside. Nova Lopez kind of shakes his head. He wanted that one. 1-1, big difference from 2-0. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. The Americans lead the Pilots 3-0. Here's the 2-0. Misses outside, 3-0.
DeRosa certainly who you want up here. If you're the Pilots, 1 RBI but 7 total bases, hitting .714.
Here's the pitch from Nova Lopez. Hacking 3-0. DeRosa follows it straight back. 5'10", 170-pound first baseman. Also can play outfield if you need it. DeRosa at first tonight, though.
Looking for a ground out here.
Here's the 3-1 from Nova Lopez. Smacked foul out of play. It'll be a 3-2. That will release the runners from first and second. They'll get a head start on the pitch here. Coach Brown telling his guys to make sure Nova Lopez goes home. The patented 3-2 inside leg move could be coming from Nova Lopez. Doesn't look like it. Checks the runners twice, and he's delivering. Misses third walk in a row for Nova Lopez, and that loads the bases.
That's what I was talking about when he gets in a funk, walk that batter on that 3-2 count. Keeps spiraling now. 3 2-out walks here. Now bases loaded.
Coach Cordero going to take a mound visit.
Really want to have your starter at least go through 1 here. Just looking for a ground out. Keep thinking back to that foul ball by Weiss. Fell at the feet of him. Now we'll bring up Josavier Gomez Soria. Two for 12 on the year. Both those hits, Tom, doubles.
So an extra base hit guy.
Neither of those doubles scored a run. Still doesn't have an RB yet here. Certainly in a big spot. Down 3-0. Double could tie this game.
Here's the 0-0. Taken upstairs for ball 1. So at the plate for the Pilots, it's Angel Gomez. On the mound for the Americans, Angel Nova Lopez. Both coming from the Bronx in New York. Angel squared, and both coming from the Bronx. Here's the 1-0. Slider outside corner called a strike. Good spot from Nova Lopez.
Looking for that low outside corner. That's what helped him get those 2 quick outs for those 3 walks.
Here's the pitch. Cut on and missed. A nice pitch from Nova Lopez. And Gomez way out in front of that off speed. Now it's a 1-2.
Nova Lopez needs to go with this off speed. It certainly got him more swings and misses.
Here's the 1-2. Popped up in the infield. It's going to stay in play. Cooper Rowell underneath it. He snags it to end the inning. Nova Lopez gets out of a bases loaded jam in the bottom half of the first. For the Pilots, no runs on no hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base at the end of 1 full inning. The Americans lead the Pilots here at Colburn Park 3-0 on the American Sports Network. I'm Tom Rook with Ethan Duncan.
The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Stalka Agency. Serving Western New York since 1957, Stalka Agency makes insurance simple through proactive planning and straightforward conversations. Call the local Stalka insurance team at 716-634-7070 to get a tailored insurance quote that's as precise as a pitcher painting the outside corner. The Niagara Falls Americans thank Casella Waste Systems for their continued support. Casella offers sustainable waste management and garbage pickup right here in Niagara Falls. As an environmental service provider, Casella manages and transforms society's waste into new resources. Call 716-637-4843 to get a price quote on garbage pickup. The Americans would like to thank Salino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric for their continuous support. Salino Plumbing's licensed Buffalo professionals strive for same-day service with fully stocked vehicles to reduce wait times. Whether it's emergency plumbing, mainline repairs, or anything in between, call 716-202-9665 for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical needs today. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Bully Hill Vineyards for their support all season long. On the south end of gorgeous Keuka Lake, you can taste over 40 wines and enjoy food at a family-friendly winery open 7 days a week. Visit bullyhillvineyards.com to learn more about what they have to offer.
So Liam Eshelman back out for his second inning of work here at Colburn Park. I'm Tom Rook alongside Ethan Duncan on a nice Friday night for some PGCBL West Division baseball. Miguel Salcido will dig in for the Americans. Salcedo playing second tonight. Got the start at second base in game 2 yesterday against the Ironbacks. Hacks at the first pitch, chops it to second. Fielded by Takahashi. Throws over to first for out number 1.
So liked what you saw there. First pitch swinging just right to second base.
So here's CJ Snuz from SUNY Niagara. Couple SUNY Niagara guys on the Americans this year. A couple Niagara Purple Eagles as well. There's the Niagara Falls coming in. That one misses on the inner half. A curveball from Eshelman just off the plate. 1-0 to Snuz. Taken for a strike on the outer half by Eshelman. Eshelman went to high school nearby at Victor High School in Victor, New York. Lettered in baseball and swimming. Good two-sport athlete in high school. Here's the pitch to Snuz. Tipped off of the chest protector of Babkowski. Looks like he's going to be all right. But it'll be a 1-2 now to Snuz.
Snuz still looking for his first hit of the year. Him and Salcido. After him, will already go through the lineup. 1 2/3 in.
Here's the 1-2 taken outside for a ball. It'll be 2-2. Now against Snuz. Here's the pitch by Eshelman. Curveball misses down and out. It'll be a 3-2 from Liam Eshelman to CJ Snuz.
Snuz looking for his third walk here.
Here's the full count pitch. Cut on and foul tipped here back by home plate. It'll be a 3-2 once again to Snuzz. Some really good names on this Americans team. Snuzz. And some longer, tougher ones to pronounce. Obviously, Ganshow, Jesmondy, Zangardi. Some longer names on this Americans team. 3-2 fouled back off of Babkowski. Another long name once again.
Snuzz working this at bat here. This will be pitch number 8.
So a full-on quality at-bat as the sun kind of peeks behind the clouds here in Newark. Here's the full count pitch. Taken for strike 3, a hanging curveball. Snuzz thought it was up, but the home plate umpire rings him out anyways for out number 2.
Good payoff pitch on that 2-2 count. Looked for that curveball. Couldn't get it in the last inning. Then ended up walking him. Found the spot there for out number 2. Sort of the opposite of that last inning where the Americans where he struggled getting an out at the base loaded and got 2 quick outs here. The quite opposite, got these 2 quick outs very easily.
Here's Justin Gladfelter. The lineup will flip back over. He walked and stole a bag in the first. Takes outside for ball 1, 1-0. Gladfelter's 8th steal on the season. Batting .462 on the year. I know we're only 7 games in, but .462 is still .462. That one's driven into right center field. In the gap, it's going to drink in. No, it's not. A nice catch in center. Nicholas Nelson diving. Makes a nice grab.
Nelson robs Gladfelter there of an extra base hit. Might have went 3. Halfway to second, made that catch. Huge third out there. See, Americans go 1-2-3.
Thought it was going to dig in there, but it didn't. Americans, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no men left on base at the end of 1.5. They still lead the Pilots 3-0. We'll be right back here on the American Sports Network.
The Americans would like to thank Salino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric for their continuous support. Salino Plumbing's licensed Buffalo professionals strive for same-day service with fully stocked vehicles to reduce wait times. Whether it's emergency plumbing, mainline repairs, or anything in between, call 716-202-9665 for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical needs today. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the ongoing support of Blaze Brockway Contracting. Family owned and operated for over 15 years, Blaze Brockway Contracting specializes in all aspects of remodeling and renovation. Call 607-259-7607 for all of your construction and home improvement needs.
Some Friday night baseball here at Colburn Park. In Newark, New York, the Niagara Falls Americans leading the Pilots 3-0. This season, you can connect with Americans like never before with exclusive content on our social media platforms. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. A big shout out to Sydney Ziemendorf, our social media manager, constantly posting fun, interesting content, graphics. Everything. She does it all on there.
Certainly great to see Lopez going through 2 here. Got 2 quick outs. Gave up 3 bases loaded walks. Got a huge pop out to Bauer for a smoother second inning.
Here's Christopher Babkowski, the catcher tonight for the Pilots. First pitch from Nova Lopez taken for strike 1. Being 0-1.
This is Babkowski's 5th game. It's his 3rd he started.
Here's the 0-1. Taken for strike 2. Nova Lopez ahead, 0-2 now. Here's the 0-2 from Nova Lopez to Babkowski. Spikes a fastball.
If you spike a pitch, certainly prefer to do it on an 0-2 count.
Absolutely. Here's the pitch from Nova Lopez. 1-2 misses low and away with the slider. Good stop from Snuz. Nova Lopez looking for a new spot to play, speaking with him. Seems like he wants a new home. Misses upstairs with the fastball. Babkowski now working all the way back to a full count. Babkowski from Hamilton, New Jersey. 6'3", 225-pound junior catcher. Here's the full count pitch from Nova Lopez. That one's hit into center field. Back goes Harris. He'll make the catch. One out here in the bottom half of the second.
Well struck by Babkowski on that full count pitch. Probably not where Nova Lopez wanted it. Harris drifted in, had to make a couple steps, but still sit under the ball, get out number 1.
Here's Matthew D'Ottavio. D'Ottavio from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, and Georgian Court University in New Jersey. Misses that one outside. Georgian Court, a Division II school, played 34 games this past year, 26 starts. Batted .269 for Georgian Court. Here's the 1-0 from Nova Lopez. This is upstairs for ball 2.
Third game for D'Ottavio, looking for his first hit on the year.
D'Ottavio also one appearance on the mound this past year at Georgian Court. Here's the 2-0. That one's hit to right field with fading foul. It's going to stay in play, but in foul territory. Interesting the way Colburn Park is laid out down the foul lines. No fence extension into the out-of-play zone, so umpires will have to make the call to see where it is based off the yellow line on the green wall. That one's popped up into shallow right field. Favada calls off Harris, but then Harris comes over and calls off Favada to make the catch for the second out of the inning.
Good communication there in the outfield. Don't want to give up any hits that you shouldn't.
So Dave Harris making both putouts so far here in the bottom of the second in center field. Here's Kyle Takahashi from Oberlin College in Ohio. Will be a sophomore there in the fall. Here's the pitch from Nova Lopez. Outside corner, strike 1. Seems like the home plate umpire is a little generous on the outer half so far tonight. About a half a ball off the plate or so. With the 0-1. Taken up and away for ball 1. Defensive lineman for the Americans. Weiss at first. Salcido at second. Gladfelter at short. Rowell at third. Zangardi in left. Harrison center. Favada in right. Snuz behind the dish. Nova Lopez misses upstairs for ball 2. 2-1 now to Kyle Takahashi.
Takahashi 1 for 9 on the year. That one hit did score an RBI, however.
Here's the 2-1. This is upstairs, ball 3. 3-1 now. Nova Lopez got 2 quick outs last inning, then walked 3 in a row. 2 quick outs already here in the bottom half of the second. 3-1 against Takahashi. Chopped over to second. Salcido plays it on 2 hops. Throw over to first. Gets him in time. No runs, no hits, no errors. And no men left on base. A 1-2-3 inning from Angel Nova Lopez. And the Pilots go down in order, 1, 2, 3.
Certainly what you want to see there. 3-1 count. Good pitch. Got him to ground out. Good stuff from Nova Lopez. Second inning.
The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Casella Waste Systems for their ongoing support. Casella provides residents with professional waste control and garbage pickup in Niagara Falls that is extremely sustainable. They also offer commercial dumpster rentals for construction and other cleanup needs. Contact Casella now at 716-637-4843. to receive a price quote on garbage pickup.
We'll take a moment to recognize Salino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, a valued sponsor of the Americans. Since its founding in 1995, Salino Plumbing has grown from a specialized plumbing company into a full-service contractor offering 24/7 emergency repairs and maintenance. Salino Plumbing's local Buffalo plumbers are licensed, experienced professionals who work with your best interests in mind. They also aim to handle calls on the same day with fully stocked service vehicles to minimize wait times. Call 716-202-9665. That's 716-202-9665 for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical needs today.
So the Americans still have a 3-0 lead here in the top half of the third. Dave Harris will lead things off for the Americans. It'll be 2-3-4 Harris, Zangardi, and Jesmondi. 2 outfielders and the designated hitter. Here's the 0-0 to Harris. Chopped foul for strike 1. Harris, aggressive first pitch hacking.
Harris drew that walk in the first inning. Gonna do it again, or maybe more.
Drew that walk, came around to score as well. Misses outside for ball number 1. Harris scored on the Rowell RBI walk. Called strike 2. Harris now down 1-2 in the count.
Schmidt's certainly thrown a lot more strikes than that first inning.
Here's the pitch, misses. Outside for a ball, so it'll be 2-2 to Harris. Batting from the left side, Harris close to the plate. That one's ripped to right field, and it's a 1-out base hit for David Harris. His 4th hit in the last 2 games.
Good hit, solid piece of contact as it'll bounce into right. Another lead off. Getting on base the second time in the lead off here for Harris.
Here's Dom Zangardi. Back-to-back lefties in the lineup for the Americans here in the 2-3 spot. Jesmondi also, so 3 lefties in a row. 2-3-4. Harris off first. Jesmondi down 0-1. There goes Harris. Cut on and miss. Throw down to second from Babkowski. Pick at second by Rodriguez, but the throw's not in time. Stolen base for Harris.
First stolen base on the year for Harris. Pretty good jump, just not a great throw. Second stolen base for the Americans in this game.
The Americans lead 3-0 here at Colburn Park. Zangardi rips that one to first off the glove of DeRosa and into right field for a base hit. Harris coming around from second to throw home. Not in time. Harris scores, and the Americans take a 4-0 lead on the base hit from Dom Zangardi.
That one just belted off the bat there, off the glove of DeRosa, then goes into right field. Trickles all the way to Gomez. Long single there as Harris scores from second. Americans up 4-0.
Early 4-0 lead. Here's Derek Jesmondi, singled in the infield in his first at-bat. Comes to the Americans from Central Connecticut State. That one's drilled to center. Nelson hauls it in for out number 1. Jesmondi sent down on the fly out to the 8th spot on the field.
Up to bat number 6, Cooper Rowell.
Jesmondi already had a hit there. Another first pitch swinging, to be second pitch swinging. Flies out right to center.
That one's ripped to third, fielded on a hop by Diotavio. Throw on to second for 1, on to first. It's an ending double play by the Pilots. A nice play over there by Diatavio to start a 5-4-3, and the Pilots out of the inning.
Yeah, perfect 6-4-3 there. Give up a run. Get right out of it.
Little t-shirt toss here at Colburn Park. As Rowell bounces into a 5-4-3. See if we can catch a t-shirt.
Certainly try.
A big shout out to all the American sponsors this season. There's a lot of them. So the Americans would like to thank all of their official partners for sponsoring the team this season. We're in the bottom half of the third, and the bottom of the third is brought to you by Bully Hill Vineyards. The Americans would like to thank Bully Hill Vineyards for sponsoring the team this season. Bully Hill Vineyards is a fun, family-friendly winery on Keuka Lake known for great wine, casual dining, and unforgettable events. Located in Hammondsport, New York, in the heart of the Finger Lakes, and on the south end of beautiful Keuka Lake. Overlooking the lake, you can taste over 40 wines at our tasting bar with energetic and knowledgeable staff. If you're looking for a fun winery with great food and wine, this is it. Everyone is welcome to enjoy the winery and restaurant. For groups of 10 or more, please call in advance to make a reservation. 607-868-3610. Thank you to Bully Hill Vineyards.
Into the bottom of the third. Pilots will now go through. First time up. Brings up Rodriguez. The 6-3 grounded his first time up.
There's the pitch from Nova Lopez. That one's ripped into left field for a leadoff single. And the Pilots have a runner on here in Jonathan Rodriguez.
Left that one too much over the plate. Skied it into left.
Jumping on a first pitch heater is Rodriguez. Good speed over at first. In Rodriguez. Comes from the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, Division I school. That one misses outside.
Rodriguez will give Pilots their first hit of the game there.
Nova Lopez checks on Rodriguez. Pick off to first. Lopez over there with kind of that lob pickoff. Quick feet, then kind of just tosses it over to first.
Rodriguez, the year one, does not have a stolen base, but was caught stealing.
There goes Rodriguez.
He'll get his first one there.
And Snuz can't hold on to it, so Rodriguez is in easy.
Now runner in scoring position, still no outs yet. Nova Lopez.
Sporting the nickname J-Rod, Jonathan Rodriguez, not Julio Rodriguez, but same nickname. Here's the 2-0. Misses upstairs for ball 3. Here's the 3-0 from Nova Lopez. Swinging on the 3-0 is Nelson. He flies it into deep center. Back goes Harris. He catches it. Rodriguez tagging up on the play. The throw to third cut off by Gladfelter. So a productive out from Nicholas Nelson, moving Jonathan Rodriguez from second to third on the tag up.
Long run there for Harris. Able to make the play near the Wegman sign. Gladfelter cuts off the throw. It's Rodriguez will advance to third with one out.
First pitch from Nova Lopez. Called a ball. Down 1-0 to Connor Wright, batting third tonight for the Pilots. He struck out looking in his first at-bat in the first. That one misses up and in. A breaking ball. Here's a pitch from Nova Lopez. That one's hit into shallow center. Coming on is Harris. He makes the play. Rodriguez going to tag. The throw home. Not in time. A sacrifice fly for Connor Wright. And the Pilots are on the board. Now down 4-1 to the Americans.
Harris' arm tested again. So that one hit into center. Rodriguez beats it out. They'll get on the board here. So it's 4-1.
Back-to-back productive outs. Not a bad throw by Harris. A tough throw, though. Coming on running, making a nice running catch in center. But Rodriguez just too quick and scores on the play. Here's Aiden Bolin. Pitch by Nova Lopez outside for ball 1. That one's in there for called strike. 1-1 now. Nova Lopez evens it up. Here's the 1-1 from Nova Lopez. Spikes a heater. Now 2-1. Here's the 2-1 from Nova Lopez. Misses upstairs. Ball 3. You see him get into a groove early on in the inning. The first 2 innings, hasn't found that here in the third. 2 outs, but still been kind of sporadic and allowed that 1 run to get in. That one's chopped fouled on the first baseline, so it'll be a 3-2 now from Nova Lopez.
Yeah, it really feels like he'll get those first 2 outs, and then he'll struggle to get the third one. Obviously, those 3 walks were all with 2 outs. Only 1 strikeout so far, and that was on a full count, and that was looking.
Big pitch by Nova Lopez here. See if he can get out of the third with only 1 scored by the Pilots. Here's the 3-2. Upstairs, fouled back by Wright. We'll do it again.
He's tried pitching high and inside. Just got enough of it there.
Here's the 3-2 from Nova Lopez. Fouled straight back to the screen. Definitely a tough angle here behind the netting in Newark. The best we got. That ball gets right here by us, hitting the screen. 74 degrees here in Newark, New York. Americans will go on the road tomorrow to Olean, New York, take on the Oilers. Here's the 3-2 from Nova Lopez. Fouled straight back to the screen right here by us once again.
3 straight pitches. Nova Lopez has pitched high. First one was high and inside, and has pitched 2 that were a bit high, but anything close, you'll swing at.
12-mile-an-hour winds, gusts of about 22, so not too much of a factor here today. Here's the 3-2. Misses upstairs for ball 4, and there's Nova Lopez's 4th walk of the night.
Yeah, 4th walk, all with 2 outs here.
Number 8, Michael DeRosa.
So here comes Michael DeRosa. He walked in his first at-bat in the first. We're in the bottom of the third. The Americans lead the Pilots 4-1 here at Colburn Park. That one's on the outside corner, misses for ball 1. Americans lead by 3, 4 hits. 1 hit for the Pilots. This setting a leadoff single from Jonathan Rodriguez. He came around to score on a sacrifice fly. That one's popped up in the infield. Gladfelter's under it. And the Americans are out of the inning in the third. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base at the end of 3 complete innings. The Americans lead the Pilots 4-1 here at Colburn Park. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Blaze Brockway Contracting, a family-owned general contracting and home improvement business serving the greater Elmira and Southern Tier region, for their support this season. In business for over 15 years, Blaze Brockway specializes in both interior and exterior renovation projects, from kitchen remodels to framing and custom cabinet installation to gutter and roof improvements. Blaze Brockway has you covered. Call 607-259-7607 for your construction and remodeling needs.
Coca-Cola is a proud supporter of Niagara Falls Americans baseball. That sweet, slightly acidic blend featuring distinct caramel and vanilla notes cut by a crisp, bubbly carbonation. Coca-Cola is the world's best-selling carbonated soft drink. Coca-Cola products are available in over 200 countries and territories worldwide, and you can find it at our concession stands right here at Sal Magley Stadium. Celebrate every big play with the crisp, classic taste of Coca-Cola.
Not at Sal Magley Stadium today, but we will be back there Sunday for guaranteed win night against the Buffalo Diesel. Definitely a good thing the Americans do every year, guaranteed win night. So come out to Sal Magley and enjoy a crisp, cool, refreshing Coca-Cola. We're in the top half of the fourth. This is Adam Weiss, the first baseman for the Americans.
Adam Weiss.
In his second at-bat for Niagara Falls tonight. Misses upstairs, ball one. Weiss playing first tonight for the Americans. Ahead of 1-0 against Liam Eshelman. He tosses that one in there for a strike. Eshelman will be a senior at Keuka College in the fall. Weiss will be a junior. That one's flown to foul territory. Looks like it's going to stay in play, and it is. Hauled in by Michael DeRosa, first out of the inning made in foul territory.
Up next, 23, Vincent Cavada.
We talked about how much foul ground there is. Not that much shallow right near the bullpen, but able to get out number one.
That one taken for a ball, 1-0 against Favada. Favada now seeing consistent action in the outfield after some good games at the plate. That one's chopped over to third, fielded on a hop. Long throw to first, he's got him. Matthew Diatovio makes the out at first. Favada retired.
2 quick outs here.
Up next for the Americans, number
Going to keep the
10,
streak here
Evan
is Evan Shank.
Here's Evan Shank, the extra hitter for the Americans. Struck out swinging with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the first. Shank committed to Mohawk Valley Community College out of high school. Never played a game there, though. Then ended up going to Tompkins Cortland Community College. That one's taken 4 ball on the inside corner of the plate.
Six pitches, already 2 outs.
Missed outside for a ball, 2-0. Eshelman, 6'1", 190 pounds against Shank, who's just 5'10". For the Americans, here's the 2-0 from Eshelman. Taken upstairs for ball 3, 3-0.
Shank 2 walks in the year. We'll see if he gets the green light on this 3-0.
Will Cordero down at third. No Paul Wolf today for the Americans. That one's taken inside for strike 1. It'll be a 3-1 to Shank. Here's the pitch from Eshelman. Outside, ball 4. A 2-out walk worked by Evan Shank, and the Americans have a base runner here in the top half of the fourth.
Up next, 24, Miguel Salcedo.
Both teams struggled with walks here. Eshelman and Nova Lopez both had 4 walks apiece. This brings up Salcedo.
And we're only in the top of the fourth. I mean, 4 walks each in just 4 innings. Not even 4. It's not great numbers from either starter, as Salcedo takes strike number 1 on the inner half. Nice front door slider from Eshelman. Shank off first, not too big of a lead. Eshelman checks him, delivers the pitch. Outside corner called a strike. Eshelman already had 0-2 here on Salcedo.
0-2 here to Salcedo. Swung at that first pitch, grounded out. Should be more careful here, but down 0-2.
Here's the 0-2. Salcedo chops, hit himself in the box, so there'll be another 0-2 pitch coming. Salcedo lived in the Dominican Republic for 14 years. Played this past year at Alpena Community College with Americans teammate Marcus Castellon. Here's the pitch from Salcedo. Ripped foul back here by the screen. 0-2 once again coming. The pitch from Eshelman. Outside, misses in the dirt. Stopped by Babkowski. It'll be a 1-2 now to Salcedo. Still looking for his first hit as an American this season. Now 10 at-bats on the year. Pitch outside, misses 2-2. Something we don't talk about enough, I think, is having Will Cordero over there at third for this Americans team. Just a great resource to have for these players. A 14-year MLB veteran. Didn't play a lick of baseball in the minors, all in the majors. Outside, misses 3-2. Snap throw to first. Shank back in time. So now 3-2 will release Shank off of first early.
Shank was way off first there, but not a great throw. We'll get back in.
Make sure he goes to the plate. There goes Shank. Chopped foul. Gonna be another full count pitch. Salcedo working a good at bat here in the top of the 4th against Eshelman. Some action in the Pilots bullpen. Here's the 3-2. Inside corner, called ball 4. 2-out walk worked by Salcedo.
Yeah, as you're talking about, we're seeing action in the pen probably come in that 5th inning.
So here's the catcher, C.J. Snuz, known for his defensive prowess behind the plate. Batting 10th tonight for the Americans. That one's ripped into right center. It's going to fall for a base hit. Here comes Shank around third. He's going to score. Salcedo moves up to third, and it's an RBI single from C.J. Snuz. Keeps the trend going. Back-to-back innings of runs scored by the Americans.
We've talked about it, Tom. Anyone can get a hit for the Americans. That last game, Munakata only had 1 hit prior, hit that 2-run single, and then Snuz, first hit on the year, single up the middle, will score one as well.
Americans now ahead 5-1 against the Pilots. First and third now back to the top of the order, and Justin Gladfelter. Here's the 1-0 to Gladfelter, taken outside for a ball. 1-2-0.
That hit also goes back to Salcedo drawing a walk, was down 0-2. Took 3 great pitches, fouled off a couple as well. Got on first Snuz.
There's strike 1 to Gladfelter. Gladfelter currently in the transfer portal. Played this past year at Cunata College in California. Batted .360 at Cunata. There's a curveball in the inner half. It'll be a 2-2 now from Eshelman. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The Americans have a 5-1 lead here in the top half of the 4th inning. We're at Colburn Park in Newark, New York. Gladfelter rips that one, and it falls for a base hit to right. It's going to go over the glove of Angel Gomez in first. 1 run is in Salcedo. Here comes Snuz. He's going to score. Gladfelter rounds third. He'll stop right there. So 2 runs come in on the hit from Gladfelter. An RBI single. He'll advance to third. And Snuz scores on the play as well. The Americans now lead 6-1.
That one absolutely rocketed into right. Sort of bounces over Gomez in right field. Allows that runner to score from first. Went all the way to the wall. Thought for a second, is he going to try for an inside the Parker? Cordero opts to keep him at third. 2 RBIs there from Justin Gladfelter.
So now the Americans lead 7-1. Just in the top half of the 4th inning. And the Pilots are going to make a pitching change. Liam Eshelman coming out of the game. We'll take a step aside here on the American Sports Network from Colburn Park.
Sammy's Pizzeria has been family owned and operated for 3 generations since 1962 and are the originators of the 1/2 tray of pizza. The Americans would like to thank Sammy's for sponsoring the team this season. Pick up all your favorites right across the street from Sal Magley Stadium at Sammy's Pizzeria. The Niagara Falls Americans thank Casella Waste Systems for their continued support. Casella offers sustainable waste management and garbage pickup right here in Niagara Falls. As an environmental service provider, Casella manages and transforms society's waste into new resources. Call 716-637-4843 to get a price quote on garbage pickup. The Americans would like to thank Salino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric for their continuous support. Salino Plumbing's licensed Buffalo professionals strive for same-day service with fully stocked vehicles to reduce wait times. Whether it's emergency plumbing, mainline repairs, or anything in between, call 716-202-9665 for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical needs today. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Bully Hill Vineyards for their support all season long. On the south end of gorgeous Keuka Lake, you can taste over 40 wines and enjoy food at a family-friendly winery open 7 days a week. Visit bullyhillvineyards.com to learn more about what they have to offer. Special thank you to Tropical Heating and Cooling for sponsoring the Americans this season. Locally owned and operated, Tropical Heating and Cooling provides expert installation, repair, and maintenance for home heating, cooling, and air quality systems. Call 716-870-0753 or head to tropicalheating.net to submit a service request and knock your heating and cooling needs out of the park.
So here's David Harris, the center fielder, against the new pitcher for the Pilots in Brolin Haley. Harris comes up to the plate with Gladfelter on third, 2 outs in the inning. Fouled down the third baseline. Well struck by Harris, but out of play.
Swing on the first pitch there, not trying to give Haley any time.
Here's the 0-1 to Harris. Fouled straight back once again. Harris all over Haley, the new arm for the Pilots. Three runs in the inning already for the Americans. On 2 hits, a single, and an E9 by Justin Gladfelter, and Christopher Snuz, a single as well. Misses outside for ball 1. Harris down in the count, 1-2, 2 outs. Harris reached safely both times so far tonight. Walked back in the first. A base hit last inning and a stolen base as well. Here's the 1-2 to Harris. Inside, just off the plate. Dropped by Babkowski. You wonder if he squeezes that one. Maybe is it called strike 3?
I was thinking the exact same thing. Looked like a great spot. Obviously dropping it doesn't help the umpire you're trying to frame. To a 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch to Harris. Fastball outside corner, fouled out of play. We'll do it again. Some action in the Americans' bullpen. Nova Lopez throwing. Inside, just misses. Full count now to Harris. Harris from Essex, Vermont, Clarkson University. Had a good season so far for the Americans from the left side, batting second tonight. Dominic Zangerty looming on deck. He's 2 for 2 today with 2 RBI singles. Here's the 3-2 to Harris. Got on and missed, strike 3. A tough end to the inning, but a good inning for the Americans. 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. At the end of 3.5, it's the Niagara Falls Americans leading the Newark Pilots 7-1 here at Colburn Park in Newark, New York.
Sammy's Pizzeria has been family owned and operated for 3 generations since 1962 and are the originators of the 1/2 tray of pizza. The Americans would like to thank Sammy's for sponsoring the team this season. Pick up all your favorites right across the street from Sal Magley Stadium at Sammy's Pizzeria. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank TLC Pet Food for their continued support. Specializing in nutrient-dense recipes, TLC Pet Food offers dog and cat food with fresh ingredients and added probiotics. Find the whole life dog and cat formulas for your furry friend at tlcpetfood.com. The Americans would like to thank Salino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric for their continuous support. Salino Plumbing's licensed Buffalo professionals strive for same-day service with fully stocked vehicles to reduce wait times. Whether it's emergency plumbing, mainline repairs, or anything in between, call 716-202-9665 for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical needs today. A special thank you to Tropical Heating and Cooling for sponsoring the Americans this season. Locally owned and operated, Tropical Heating and Cooling provides expert installation, repair, and maintenance for home heating, cooling, and air quality systems. Call 716-870-0753 or head to tropicalheating.net to submit a service request and knock your heating and cooling needs out of the park.
So we're in the bottom half of the 4th inning here at Colburn Park. Was originally built back in the 1930s, opened first as an ice skating rink, then was transitioned into a baseball field in 1968 when the Newark Co-Pilots came into town. Single A affiliate of then the Seattle Pilots, who eventually became the Milwaukee Brewers. The Seattle Pilots lasted 1 season, then had to become the Brewers because of bankruptcy, and the Seattle Pilots were no more. But the Newark Co-Pilots stuck around for another 9 years as the Single A affiliate of the Brewers. Some legends played here at Colburn Park as Co-Pilots players, one of those being Robin Yount, now known as the Newark Pilots instead of the Co-Pilots. That one's missed upstairs for ball 1. Nova Lopez still on the mound for the Americans. Here's the 1-0. In there for strike 1. There's that good slider from Nova Lopez. Evens the count at 1 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Americans lead 7-1. 6 hits for Niagara Falls, just 1 for Newark. Chopped foul. It'll be a 1-2 coming to Angel Gomez, the right fielder tonight for the Pilots.
He had that big pop out when the bases were loaded. Also had that error. Got Gladfelter to third.
Check swing outside. Base umpire says no, he didn't. So it'll be a 2-2 coming from Nova Lopez. Here's the 2-2 from Angel Nova Lopez. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. Lopez down swinging for the first out of the bottom of the 4th.
Next for the Pilots, number 12, Christopher Babkowski.
Big strikeout there from Nova Lopez on that 2-2 count. So that breaking ball low. So we got that other strikeout earlier.
First pitch to Babkowski, taken on the outer half for a ball. 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Ripped into right field. Easy play for Favada. Had to flip his hips a little bit, but hauls it in for the second out of the inning. What looked like an easy play off the bat certainly wasn't by Favada's depth and right. Was a little bit in, but tracks it down nonetheless.
It flew a couple feet further than they thought. Able to make the catch about 5 feet from the wall.
Here's Matthew D'Ottavio. Flew out to center in his first at-bat back in the second inning. Takes strike one on the outer half. Nova Lopez working quickly here in the bottom half of the fourth. Trying to get through 4 complete innings for the first time all season.
Yeah, certainly he's played well, especially getting out of that bases-loaded jam. That one hit, but only scored 1.
Here's the 0-1 outside, misses, 1-1. You know, you look at the history with this team and the Newark Pilots were once the Newark Co-Pilots. Really cool history to see. Colburn Park been around for a very long time, 1968. Outside, misses, ball 2. So after the Coal Pilots folded, Colburn Park hosted a variety of other teams. A couple of New York Penn League teams and NYCBL teams and various Summer League teams. Then in came the Newark Pilots in 2011. They won the first ever PGCBL championship. Beat the Amsterdam Mohawks in an upset. Won the West Division in 2014. Here we are in 2026. They're still here, and so are the Niagara Falls Americans in their 3rd season. That one's called a strike on the outside corner. Now a full count, 3-2, 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th, the Americans lead 7-1 against the Pilots. The full count pitch from Nova Lopez. Upstairs for ball 4. He issues the 2-out walk.
Yeah,
That's
all
the
the
5th
walks,
walk of the game for Nova Lopez.
Yeah, all the walks with 2 outs for Nova Lopez. Pretty odd. I mean, sometimes you expect those leadoff walks, the opposite here for Nova Lopez. We were just talking about this stadium, one of those historic stadiums. It's nice to see that a lot of these older stadiums not really torn down. You look at the MLB, you think of Wrigley and you think of Fenway Park. A lot of those MLB teams eye for new stadiums, but not really the thing of the PGCBL. These old stadiums, really something they're known for in this league.
Yeah, absolutely. So ball 1 to Takahashi. Here's the 1-0, taken outside for a strike, 1-1. A couple of those other legends who have played here, Jim Gantner, Moose Haas in 1974. Tom Kelly also played here in 1968. He led the Twins to 2 World Series titles. Runner goes from first. Takahashi bloops that one into right field. It's going to fall for a base hit and a textbook hit and run by the Newark Pilots. They're set up 1st and 3rd with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 4th.
Saw him running there and got a good hit to swing, good pitch to swing on right into center. Not far enough to score from first, but now runners at the corner. Pilots trying to cut into this lead any way they can, and here's a big spot too.
And a big hitter indeed in Jonathan Rodriguez, the leadoff bat for the Pilots. He's got one of the 2 hits tonight for Newark. Takahashi leaves from first. That one's blooped into center. It's going to fall for a base hit. And back-to-back singles where runners move to 1st and 3rd. Rodriguez going to take off for second now in the misplay in the outfield, and Takahashi will come around to score from first. The Pilots get 2 runs on the single from Rodriguez. He advances to second. And now it's a 7-3 ball game.
Fada and Harris looked like that one was going to drop to Salcedo. Went over his head. Fada and Harris both raced to get the ball. Neither got it. Then it fell on the ground for a second. Allowed him to go from 3rd and score. Just don't know what they were doing. He's got to pick up the ball. The time it gets to Gladfelter, no throw. He'll reach safely.
Interested to see how that one's ruled. It's going to be a single, then Rodriguez advances on the throw. Looks like that's what it will be. Yeah, looks like there's some misplay in the outfield there by Favada and Harris. Not a hard hit ball, but one that just found the green. Here's the 1-0 by Nova Lopez. Ripped to third. Stopped on a hop by Rowell. Long throw. Pick at first by Weiss. A good recovery by Cooper Rowell. And the out is made at first base.
Great play there from Rouse. Certainly had a lot of balls go past him down that left field line. Able to make a good pick, good throw, good grab from Weiss. But 2 runs from that bloop into right center. Score 7-3.
Yeah, so in the inning, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. The Americans lead the Pilots now 7-3 here at Colburn Park. I'm Tom Ruck alongside Ethan Duncan. We'll take a short break here on the American Sports Network.
The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Stalka Agency. Serving Western New York since 1957, Stalka Agency makes insurance simple through proactive planning and straightforward conversations. Call the local Stalka insurance team at 716-634-7070 to get a tailored insurance quote that's as precise as a pitcher painting the outside corner. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank TLC Pet Food for their continued support. Specializing in nutrient-dense recipes, TLC Pet Food offers dog and cat food with fresh ingredients and added probiotics. Find the whole life dog and cat formulas for your furry friend at tlcpetfood.com. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the ongoing support of Blaze Brockway Contracting. Family owned and operated for over 15 years, Blaze Brockway Contracting specializes in all aspects of remodeling and renovation. Call 607-259-7607 for all of your construction and home improvement needs.
Back here at Colburn Park, the Americans lead 7-3 against the Newark Pilots. We're in the top half of the 5th inning. Here's Dominic Zangardi. That one's ripped on the right field line, hooking near the pole, and it's foul. Long strike from Zangardi.
Zangardi's had a couple of those that flutter right to the foul pole, but just hook foul. Another one there, got all of it, just couldn't keep it between the lines.
So here's the 0-1 to Zangardi. This is down and in for a ball. It'll be 1-1. Brolin Haley still out there for the Pilots. We're in number 11. Haley committed to East Central Community College in Decatur, Mississippi. An incoming freshman in the fall. That one's ripped to right field, but foul once again down the line. Zangardi way out in front of that off speed from Haley. Haley gives him a smile, seeing how hard he hit that one, but still way out in front of it.
Haley's just happy that one stayed fair. Foul, excuse me.
Here's the 1-2. In the dirt for ball 2. There's the big flag in center, starting to wave a little bit as the wind picks up. Haley still smiling about that last pitch. Here's the 2-2. Inside, almost clips Zangardi.
Talked about the Americans who have hit a lot of pitchers. Neither team has hit anyone so far.
Quick pitch. Low and in for ball 4. Haley coming off the rubber quick there in the windup. Zangardi reaches with the leadoff walk.
Haley got that big out last time, striking out Shank with runners at second and third.
So here's Derek Jesmondi. 1 for 2 today. Single to left field. Left side of the infield in the first. Flew out to center in the third. Misses that one. Down and in does Haley. It'll be a 1-0 to Jesmondi. Good speed on the bases in Zangardi. Haley comes from Lewisburg High School, Class 7A, very high-level high school. Pitch to Jesmondi, ripped to right field, back towards the wall, and it's gone. Derek Jesmondi, a 2-run homer here in the top half of the 5th, and the Americans extend their lead 9-3 against the Newark Pilots.
2 straight games with a homer, 2 different players hitting it there as Jesmondi gets all of it. similar spot to where Zingardi hit it, able to keep it fair this time. Jokingly mouse foul to Zingardi. 2-run shot here for Jesmondi. Put the Americans up 9-3.
Americans, number 6, Cooper Rowell.
How about that? Back-to-back games with a homer for the Americans. Before yesterday, they didn't have a single one on the season. Now, all of a sudden, they're bringing out the power stroke. 1-0 to Cooper Rowell.
I'm clipping that.
Rowell pops that one up. Down the first baseline, out of play. It'll be a 1-1 coming to Cooper Rowell.
Certainly wouldn't mind a home run every game for the Americans. Might finally be able to catch up to Amsterdam.
Yeah, the Mohawks in the East Division dominating in the home run category this season. Here's the 1-1 to Rowell. Outside misses, 2-1. Now a 6-run lead. Americans doing a good job responding to that 2-run inning from the Pilots. That one taken low and away for ball 3. Cooper Rowell at the dish. Rowell, one of those guys with really bright blonde hair for this Americans team. Misses outside for ball 4. A couple other guys with some bright blonde hair. You can see it out of the back of the helmet in Rowell. And he reaches on the walk.
We're going to see another mound visit here. They're expecting Haley to go long, but got that huge third out in that top of the 4th. But now top of the 5th, we're trying to see who's coming in.
Some action in the Pilots bullpen, a right-hander warming. Looks like Haley's going to stay out there, though.
Up to bat, 26, Adam Weiss.
Nobody in the Americans bullpen warming, so looks like Nova Lopez is going to go back out there for the bottom of the 5th, but still nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Here's Adam Weiss. Rowell off first. Pitch to Weiss outside. Good stop by Babkowski behind the dish. So it'll be a 1-0 to Weiss now.
Babkowski's made a lot of saves.
That one picked on a hop like a hockey goalie. Taking off for second is Rowell. He'll make it. The throw goes into center field. Looked like nobody went over to catch the ball at second. Some confusion between Takahashi and Rodriguez. Rowell with the stolen base.
I don't know if Rowell knew immediately where that ball went because it sailed into center field. Wonder if he'd known he tried for third, but stolen base regardless for number 9.
Here's the pitch to Weiss, 2-0. Outside corner misses for ball 3. Third stolen base of the game for this Americans team. David Harris with 1, Gladfelter with 1, now Cooper Rowell with 1 as well. Here's the pitch to Weiss, inside ball 4. A 4-pitch walk worked by Adam Weiss. And the Americans are set up first and second here with nobody out for Vincent Favada, a dangerous bat.
Number 23, Vincent Zavada is up to bat.
Fought up, had that home run yesterday. Curious to see how much longer they'll keep Haley in.
First pitch to Favada. Upstairs, ball 1. Favada does his collegiate playing at Thomas Jefferson in Philadelphia. Redshirted in 2025 at Mount St. Mary's, a Division I school. Here's the 1-0 to Favada. There's a strike, 1-1 now.
First strike after 5 balls there.
In high school, Favada, first team all Long Island his senior year, cut on and missed. Strike 2.
Fada's still looking for his first hit. Had that big strikeout earlier. Can at least put the ball in play here. Runners at first and second.
Big 1-2 pitch coming from Haley. Misses outside. Ball 2. Roland Haley has a brother, Talon, currently pitching in the Angels organization. Was drafted in the 12th round of the 2025 MLB draft. Here's the 2-2. Outside corner called. Strike 3. Vada didn't like the call. Says a couple words to the home plate umpire. But he'll walk back to the dugout.
Stepping up to the plate, number
They got to
10,
keep it a couple there. Don't want to be thrown out of this game.
Evan Shank now in the box. 1 out in the inning. First and second still for the Americans. Pitch to Shank. Misses upstairs. Ball 1. Already 2 runs in the inning for the Americans. We're in the top half of the 5th. Pitch by Haley. Outside. Misses. 2-0 now to Shank. The Americans looking to tack on. Got mercy ruled yesterday by the Ironbacks. 15-3. So a good sign for this Americans offense, putting up 9 early runs. That one's popped into shallow right field. Coming on Gomez. He'll make the play. Tagging up from second is Rowell. He'll make it to third. Weiss will stay put at first, so it's a productive out made by Shank, and 2 outs now for the Americans' second baseman in Miguel Salcido.
Up next, 24, Miguel
It's a big first out on that by Fafada, but able to hit that one into right for him to get over to third. Now runs the quarters with 1 out.
Salcedo digging in. Now would be a good time for that first Americans hit if you're Miguel Salcedo. Here's the pitch. Down and away. Missed for ball 1. You love to see the family connections in baseball, right, Brolin? His brother Talon playing in the Angels organization. Brolin pitching tonight for the Pilots. He'll attend East Central Community College next year, following in his brother's footsteps, possibly. Here's the pitch to Salcedo. Ripped down the right field line, but foul out of play. Some fans in attendance tonight at Colburn Park, obviously, but not crazy over packed. Pilots 12th in attendance last season in the PGCBL. Taking off for second is Weiss. He's in standing. Stolen base for Adam Weiss. The Americans' 4th of the game.
Fronts the force out at second now. 3-1 count here. Struggling to throw balls. Salcedo. Careful.
There's ball 4. Salcedo walks in back-to-back at-bats. That'll bring up C.J. Snuzz. Bases loaded in 2 outs.
coming up to bat, number 34, C.J. Snuzz.
Snuzz had his first hit last inning. That RBI single. Now 2 outs. Looking for another here to extend this Americans lead.
Yeah, really good to see Snuzz get that first hit. Last inning in the 10-hole tonight for the Americans. Remember, the PGCBL, you can bat 10 batters. Tonight, the Pilots just hitting 9th. The first time the Americans have faced off against a team hitting with 9 in the lineup. Here's the 1-0 to Snuzz. Fastball in there for strike 1. Haley bringing it pretty good. Upper 80s, if I had to guess. Here's the 1-1. Snuzz check swing. Curveball in the dirt. A nice pitch from Haley. Now to 1-2. Sun setting here on a Friday night in Newark. In between Rochester and Syracuse. Here's the 1-2 to Snuzz. Fastball misses outside. Haley kicks the dirt in frustration, wants that one back. There's our son.
Really hasn't had that payoff pitch. We sort of saw.
Here's the 2-2 outside. 3-2, a big pitch coming. The kind of pitch you dream as a kid. 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. Snuz in that spot for the Americans against Haley for the Pilots. Runners go. Here's the 3-2. Strung on and missed for strike 3. Snuz down on strikes to end the top half of the 5th. A big strikeout by Haley. Not before 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 men left on base. The Americans now lead the Pilots 9-3 at the end of 4.5 here from Colburn Park in Newark, New York.
The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Greater Together Credit Union. Greater Together Credit Union provides personalized banking, loans, mortgages, and savings accounts for anyone living, working, or attending school in Erie or Niagara counties. For more information, current rates, or to apply for membership, visit greatertogethercu.com. The Americans would like to thank Salino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric for their continuous support. Salino Plumbing's licensed Buffalo professionals strive for same-day service with fully stocked vehicles to reduce wait times. Whether it's emergency plumbing, mainline repairs, or anything in between, call 716-202-9665 for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical needs today. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the ongoing support of Blaze Brockway Contracting. Family owned and operated for over 15 years, Blaze Brockway Contracting specializes in all aspects of remodeling and renovation. Call 607-259-7607 for all of your construction and home improvement needs. The Niagara Falls Americans thank Casella Waste Systems for their continued support. Casella offers sustainable waste management and garbage pickup right here in Niagara Falls. As an environmental service provider, Casella manages and transforms society's waste into new resources. Call 716-637-4843 to get a price quote on garbage pickup. A special thank you to Tropical Heating and Cooling for sponsoring the Americans this season. Locally owned and operated, Tropical Heating and Cooling provides expert installation, repair, and maintenance for home heating, cooling, and air quality systems. Call 716-870-0753 or head to tropicalheating.net to submit a service request and knock your heating and cooling needs out of the park.
So here's Connor Wright for the Americans. Takes the ball up, 1-0. Bottom half of the 5th, the Americans lead 9-3 at Colburn Park in Newark, New York. Here's the pitch from Nova Lopez. Popped up into shallow right field. Drifting back is Favada. He'll make the play. First out is made.
Up to bat, number 15, Aiden Bowman.
Bolin walked his last time up. Just 2 walks as well.
Nova Lopez misses on that one, lone away for ball number 1. Here's the 1-0 from Angel Nova Lopez to Bolin. Slider at the top of the zone just misses.
Really hasn't got anyone to bite on his high pitches. Sort of looked low and outside.
Pitch from Nova Lopez, fastball, top of the zone, just misses. 3-0 now. Nova Lopez upset with that call a little bit. Couple too many walks tonight has hurt Nova Lopez's pitch count a little bit. Fastball outside corner, gets that one for a strike. Five walks in the evening for Nova Lopez through 4 innings. Here's the 3-1, missed upstairs. There's his 6th walk of the night.
See Canuel pitching here in the bullpen.
Mitchell Canuel getting loose out there, and looks like he's going to come on in And that'll do it for Angel Nova Lopez. The starter tonight for the Americans goes 4 innings, 3 runs, 3 hits. Not a bad outing for Nova Lopez. Gives the Americans 4 strong innings, and Mitchell Canuel will enter here at Colburn Park. We'll be back after a short break here from Colburn Park.
The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Coca-Cola for their support this season. Known for its refreshing bubbles and iconic flavor, Coca-Cola is the world's best-selling carbonated soft drink. Snag a Coke right here at the Sal Magley Stadium concession stand and make your game day even sweeter. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Greater Together Credit Union. Greater Together Credit Union provides personalized banking, loans, mortgages, and savings accounts for anyone living, working, or attending school in Erie or Niagara counties. For more information, current rates, or to apply for membership, visit greatertogethercu.com. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank TLC Pet Food for their continued support. Specializing in nutrient-dense recipes, TLC Pet Food offers dog and cat food with fresh ingredients and added probiotics. Find the whole life dog and cat formulas for your furry friend at tlcpetfood.com. The Niagara Falls Americans thank Casella Waste Systems for their continued support. Casella offers sustainable waste management and garbage pickup right here in Niagara Falls. As an environmental service provider, Casella manages and transforms society's waste into new resources. Call 716-637-4843 to get a price quote on garbage pickup.
On the pitch for the Americans is Mitchell Canuel. 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning, just needs a ground ball. With Bolin over there at first, here's Michael DeRosa. Cut on and foul tipped off the glove of CJ Snuzz. 0-1.
Canuel was sort of a do-it-all guy. He's played in second, as catcher, pitching as well.
Played shortstop as well. Done it all, really. Now on the bump. Pitch chopped to shortstop. Gladfelter on to second for 1. Salcedo gets the four-sided second. That's all the Americans will get. Kind of a rough toss over to second from Gladfelter. Handled by Salcedo. But good to get 1 and not none.
Yeah, we get the 1 there from Gladfelter, flipped over, but nowhere close to being in time for double play.
Here's Angel Gomez. Struck out swinging his last at-bat. Rips that one up the middle for a base hit. 2-out single for Gomez. Now first and second for the Pilots.
First hit of the game for Gomez, right up the middle over Canuel. First and second, once again, 2 outs.
That one was ripped. First real barrel we've seen tonight.
The catcher, number 12, Christopher Babkowski.
Babkowski up 0 for 2. Certainly saved from a lot of pass balls earlier in this game.
Babkowski at the dish. 0 for 2 today. Couple of flyouts. Faces off against Canuel. Here's the pitch. Inside corner, called a strike. 0-1. Canuel on the mound for the Americans. Here in the 5th. Out of the pen. Pick off to second. DeRosa back in safe. Good move from Canuel. Quick one.
It was eyeing him for a while. If Salcedo's closer to second, he might have a better chance, but let's get back in safely.
Low and away, missed. For a ball. Now 1-1. Canuel pitches at Assumption University in Worcester, Mass. Ripped down the right field line, but foul. This past year, 14 appearances for Canuel. 13 strikeouts in 21 2/3 innings, so not known as a crazy strikeout guy. comes in and out of the bullpen at different opportunities and just gets outs. Pitch from Cannuel misses in the dirt. Good spot, but just low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th. The Americans lead the Pilots 9-3. 7 hits for the Americans, just 4. Another pickoff to second. Back in time is DeRosa. Just 4 hits for the Pilots. Pabkowski looking to get another one here with runners in first and second.
Another near pickoff just dropped by Cicito. Probably still would have been safe regardless.
Here's the pitch. Chopped to short, fielded by Gladfelter. He'll go the short way, so it's a 6-4 put out to end the inning. In the bottom half of the 5th, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and just 1 man left on base. The Americans lead the Pilots 9-3 here at the end of 5 complete innings at Colburn Park.
Yeah, Cannuel gives up that hit, but gets 2 huge ground outs to keep it 9-3.
Yeah, Cannuel comes on and does his job. Just allows 1 hit, but still gets out of the inning unscathed.
The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Geico, the 3rd largest auto insurance provider in the United States, for its continued support. However you define Western New York, one thing is certain: drivers encounter a wide variety of road conditions. Whether it's slick, snowy roads, congestion on the New York State Thruway, or deer on scenic back roads, you want to make sure you have the right car insurance to ensure the safety of yourself, your passengers, and your vehicle. Head to geico.com to get a fast and free insurance quote to find the coverage that best fits your needs.
Pilots, number 24, Sam Hines.
Fans, you or someone you know have a birthday coming up, well, why not spend it with the Americans? Packages include 10 tickets, 10 hot dogs, 10 drinks, an autographed Americans baseball, and special recognition at the game, including a first pitch, starting at just $125. Call 716-215-6161 to get hooked up for a little birthday action at Sal Magley Stadium. 10 tickets, 10 hot dogs, 10 drinks, an autographed Americans baseball, special recognition, including a first pitch. How about that? So there'll be a new pitcher coming on for the Newark Pilots. It's number 24, Sam Hines from Bradenton, Florida. His first appearance on the season. Currently in the transfer portal. He redshirted his freshman year at Erskine College. Erskine.
Hines trying to stop the bleeding here. Americans 3 straight innings with a run.
Back in the top of the order, Justin Gladfelter. First pitch to Gladfelter. Inside corner, called a strike. Good changeup out of Hines. That one misses up and in for a ball.
Gladfelter 2 for 3, 2 singles. Also was robbed of a hit as he lined out center.
There's the pitch. That one's ripped. Up the middle, fielded by Takahashi on a 2-hopper. Throw across to first is out. Close play. Gladfelter almost beat it out.
Stepping up to the plate, number 18, David Harris.
Here's David Harris. The 0-0 to Harris. Chopped over on the right side and through for a base hit. Harris reaches on a single to right, his second hit of the ball game.
Harris splits first and second there, goes right between them. Into right for another hit.
Here's Zangardi. Runner on first, 1 out. Against Sam Heinz. Pitch to Zangardi. Ripped into left center. That's going to fall for a base hit. Harris will round second. He's headed to third. Zangardi will head into second. In there standing, 1 out. Double for Zangardi. And the Americans are set up here second and third with 1 out.
Zangardi right into the gap in left center. Harris to third. He'll get in easily to second.
And a dangerous bat now coming up in Derek Jesmondi. 2-run shot his last time at the plate. This lefty lane really been a killer for the Americans the past couple days. Harris, Jesmondi, Zangardi, whatever order you put them in, they've been really doing a good job at the dish. An open bag for Heinz. You wonder if he'll kind of pitch around Jesmondi a little bit. That one's chopped foul. Jesmondi didn't like his swing, kind of shaking his head.
It's a pretty good pitch to swing on there. Just get all of it.
Now 1-1 to Jesmondi against Heinz. The sun kind of creeping in. Going to create a tough angle at the plate. Here's the pitch to Jesmondi. That one misses low. It'll be a 2-1.
Sun setting now makes me wish I got those free sunglasses they were giving out for game today.
It'll be a 2-1 to Jesmondi. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 3. Heinz kind of spotting up the zone, really trying to hit his exact spots, being careful the way he tosses to Jesmondi. The 3-1. Outside corner misses, ball 4, a 1-out walk issued by Heinz, and the Americans have the bases loaded once again here tonight.
Up next, number 6, Cooper Rowell.
Big at bat now for Cooper Rowell, an opportunity for the Americans to extend their lead. Here in the top half of the 6th inning. The first pitch to Rowell. Outside, missed. Ball 1.
Americans so far in this game 0 for 3 with the bases loaded. Going to end that here. The Rowell up to bat.
Here's the 1-0 to Rowell. Popped into left center. Going back at the wall. It's going to fall. That's in the gap. 1 run is in. 2 runs in. Here comes Jesmondi. Rowell stops at second. It's a bases clearing double for Cooper Rowell. And the Americans lead 12-3 here in the top half of the 6th inning.
Rowell got all of that one there. It's kept fading and fading in between the fielder and the center fielder. Bounced right at the wall. Empties the bases. Americans up 9 now. Still 1 out.
With runner in scoring position as well in Cooper Rowell. Weiss at the plate. That one misses up in the zone for ball 1.
Americans break that bases loaded curse in a big way there.
There's strike 1 to Adam Weiss. Weiss cracks that one into shallow right. It'll fall for a base hit. Coming around home to score is Rowell. Weiss into second. And he's out on the throw from Babkowski. Nonetheless, an RBI single from Adam Weiss makes it a 10-run ball game.
Yeah, good throw. The catcher looked like he was going to be close. Able to tag him before he stood up to get in safely. Big second out, but another run to score. The Americans now up 10.
So Rowell scores on the base hit from Weiss. Here's Vincent Favada. Favada takes inside for ball 1.
Just a great inning so far from the Americans. You get that hit and then the bases clearing, stand up double. Jackson Bauer.
Now Favada 1-1. to number 23. Pitch from Heinz. Inside, fouled off by Favada. It'll be a 1-2 coming. Favada 0 for 3 today. 2 strikeouts and a ground out to third. Nobody on. 2 outs in the top half of the 6th. 4 runs already in. Favada takes that one for strike 3. Dropped behind the plate by Babkowski. Throw on to first. And Favada's 3rd strikeout of the game ends the top half of the 6th. A little bit of a late call by the home plate umpire. Still a strikeout nonetheless. A big inning for the Americans. 4 runs on 4 hits. No errors. And no men left on base. They lead 13-3 here at Colburn Park in Newark, New York.
The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Greater Together Credit Union. Greater Together Credit Union provides personalized banking, loans, mortgages, and savings accounts for anyone living, working, or attending school in Erie or Niagara counties. For more information, current rates, or to apply for membership, visit greatertogethercu.com. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank McDonald's for being a sponsor of the team this year. With an extensive menu of well-known favorites, McDonald's is famous for its convenience. Especially during a long baseball season, McDonald's is the perfect place to grab a quick bite to eat and get right back to the ballpark. So head to your nearest McDonald's and enjoy all the classics. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Coca-Cola for their support this season. Known for its refreshing bubbles and iconic flavor, Coca-Cola is the world's best-selling carbonated soft drink. Snag a Coke right here at the Sal Magley Stadium concession stand and make your game day even sweeter. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank TLC Pet Food for their continued support. Specializing in nutrient-dense recipes, TLC Pet Food offers dog and cat food with fresh ingredients and added probiotics. Find the whole life dog and cat formulas for your furry friend at tlcpetfood.com.
Back here at Colburn Park. Americans lead 13-3 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Americans mercy ruled yesterday against the Ironbacks, now up 10 here against the Pilots tonight, who are still looking for their first win. Canuel chucks that one in on the outside corner for strike number 1. The 0-1 missed outside with the slider. 1-1 now. Canuel from the stretch. 1-1. Ripped into left center. That's going to fall for a base hit. Coming over is Zangardi. He cuts it off and holds D'Ottavio to a single.
Up next for the Pilots, the second baseman, number 21, Kyle Takahashi.
Here's Kyle Takahashi from Oberlin College. D'Ottavio reaches with the leadoff base hit to left center. Sun's starting to really set now here at Colburn Park. D'Ottavio, not much of a threat to run over there at first. Takahashi at the plate. Missed low.
D'Ottavio got that leadoff base hit. Second one for the Pilots. The first one in that 3rd inning where they got their first run.
Takahashi just 5'9", Canuel 5'8". So 2 of the shorter guys on the field facing off here. Inside corner called a strike. Good backdoor slider from Canuel. Lands it in the zone. Canuel from the stretch. Checks on D'Ottavio. Fires. Nice pitch from Canuel. Outside corner. Right on the corner. The Pilots in the all-whites tonight. The Americans rocking the blue tops, white pants. Change of pace for the Americans playing on the natural surface here at Colburn Park instead of the turf surface. There goes D'Ottavio. That one's hit into right field. Caught the throw to first for the double play. And it's a nice double play for the Americans here in the bottom half of the 6th. A strike from Vincent Favada. Now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
It's the one time when stealing really hurts you. Wasn't even caught. Great throw from in right. Double him up here.
So D'Ottavio was taking off on the play, possibly a designed hit and run, maybe not. Not something you will really see down 10 runs, I should say. There's another first pitch strike from Favada.
Great throw from Favada, albeit struggling hitting, but great out to get the double play.
There's strike 2, Favada. A nice throw from right, really a nice hose to Weiss at first. Canuel up 0-2 quickly. The 0-2. That one's popped into shallow right. Favada now drifts back. Came in at first, but makes the play. A quick inning for Mitchell Canuel in the bottom half of the 6th. The Americans lead 13-3. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and no men left on base. A 10-run lead for the Americans. Talk about that nice catch and nice throw from Favada in right.
Yeah, just looking at it, he was able to make the catch a second. I don't think he knew. I think the runner knew where the ball was, sort of at second. You think something like that, you'd stand in between, or at least try and run back to get in between. He didn't, and then he was at second. Favada, perfect throw to get him by a step. Just not great base running there. Albeit you're already pretty far off when you're trying to steal a base, but just seeing where that ball is and knowing that he's not really running to make the catch, there's no chance of tagging up. He just was under it. You've got to be at least halfway between first and second to get back in safely, and he wasn't. Favada made him pay.
Yeah, definitely a tough read if you're a base runner. To have to turn around and look to right. Much easier to see if you can see it possibly in left or something forward, kind of in front of you, rather than in right field behind you. So we're in the top half of the 7th here at Colburn Park.
Up to bat, number 10, Evan Shank.
Here's Evan Shank for the Americans. Shank 0 for 2 today with a walk. Chopped forward, picked up by Babkowski, the catcher. Throw on to first, gets Shank in time. First out is made on 1 pitch.
Yeah, just half swing there off the front of the bat. Umpire laughing about it. So that ball went 3 feet, maybe even less, to get Shank out for number 1.
Number 24, Miguel Salcedo.
Yeah, Shank kind of hesitated. Not sure if he really wanted to swing fully on that one. Tough check swing out. Here's Miguel Salcedo. 2 walks today. Rips that one to first. Fielded. A tough play by Michael DeRosa. 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the top half of the 7th.
Up next, 34, CJ
Thought it might go through his leg there. Was able to make the play at first is DeRosa. 2 outs here for the Americans.
There's a ball. First pitch to CJ Snuz. Snuz 1 for 3 today. 2 strikeouts and an RBI single back in the 4th. That one's driven to right. And in for a base hit. So Snuz is on for the 2nd time today.
Certainly found the day to break his hitting drought.
27, stepping up to the plate, Justin Gladfelter.
Back to the top. Justin Gladfelter at the plate. Now his 5th at-bat tonight already in the 7th. First pitch strike to Gladfelter. Gladfelter takes off the shades now that the sun has set. The guy that really likes those big sunglasses. Here's the 1-0. Driven into right field, shallow. Ranging over is Gomez. He'll retire Gladfelter with the catch.
All right, everyone.
And Sam Heinz retires Gladfelter
Last call and go
on the
to
mound.
hamburgers, french fries.
So after 6.5 innings, the Americans lead the Pilots 13-3. That inning, no runs on one hit, no errors, no men left on base. 10-run lead for the Americans. Possibly the last chance for the Pilots here in the bottom half of the 7th from Colburn Park.
The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank McDonald's for being a sponsor of the team this year. With an extensive menu of well-known favorites, McDonald's is famous for its convenience. Especially during a long baseball season, McDonald's is the perfect place to grab a quick bite to eat and get right back to the ballpark. So head to your nearest McDonald's and enjoy all the classics. Sammy's Pizzeria has been family owned and operated for 3 generations since 1962 and are the originators of the 1/2 tray of pizza. The Americans would like to thank Sammy's for sponsoring the team this season. Pick up all your favorites right across the street from Sal Magley Stadium at Sammy's Pizzeria. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Stalka Agency. Serving Western New York since 1957, Stalka Agency makes insurance simple through proactive planning and straightforward conversations. Call the local Stalka Insurance team at 716-634-7070 to get a tailored insurance quote that's as precise as a pitcher painting the outside corner. The Niagara Falls Americans thank Casella Waste Systems for their continued support. Casella offers sustainable waste management and garbage pickup right here in Niagara Falls. As an environmental service provider, Casella manages and transforms society's waste into new resources. Call 716-637-4843 to get a price quote on garbage pickup.
We're in the bottom half of the 7th. The Americans lead 13-3 here from Colburn Park. As the lights flick on. The last chance possibly for the Pilots. They're down 10. PGCBL rules say if team's leading after 10, the game will be terminated. That one almost hits Nicholas Nelson.
Neither team's given up a hit by pitch, but we've had some incredibly close calls we've seen right there.
Canuel's 1-0 to Nelson. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Field umpire says no.
Looked like he was almost scratching his chin there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was looking or... But he said no swing. Here's the 2-0. In the dirt. Not in the dirt, but just above it. Now 3-0. Low fastball missed by Canuel. Pitch to Nelson. Swinging on 3-0. Popped into foul territory out by first base, and Weiss makes the play. Canuel retires Nelson to lead off the bottom half of the 7th.
Nelson's certainly going to regret that. You need a run to score. Getting on leadoff is huge. First of all, you swing on a 3-0, then you pop out. It's not what you want. Coach Brown definitely let him hear it. It's now 1 out.
Canuel's first pitch to right, popped foul, out of play behind home. That's grounded fouled on the third baseline, so it'll be an 0-2. Here's the 0-2 from Canuel. Outside misses. Well, 1-2 from Canuel. Missed in the dirt, ball 2.
Good for that low swing and a miss. Hasn't gotten it yet.
Just misses down and out for ball 3. Snuz thought it was strike 3.
Really great pitch there from Canuel. Just missed the zone there. Good spot.
Here's the pitch from Canuel. Broken bat up the middle. It's a base hit. Right up the middle for Connor Wright, the designated hitter. His first hit in the night.
First broken bat we've seen. Just able to sneak into the outfield past the diving Salcido.
Yeah, an end of the bat, broken bat hit for Connor Wright. He reaches here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch 2. Bolin misses for a ball. Right on first. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Canuel 1 pitch away from the Americans' 3rd win of the season. There's a slider low and away called strike. Misses outside with that off speed. Now 2-1. Canuel to Bolin. Here's the 2-1 popped out of play.
Runners on for the New York Pirates, hitting 3 of 10, which is still pretty good, hitting 300. The only problem is Americans 9 of 19, Tom, batting .474 with runners on. Incredible.
Yeah, really good day at the plate. That one's ripped to short, fielded by Gladfelter. On to second for 1. Salcido throw to first, not in time. It'll get by Weiss at first. But they get 1 out at second regardless. A nice play by Gladfelter, fading away in the 6 hole. And Salcido gets 1 at second. The throw on to first got by Weiss with 2 outs now in the inning.
Salcido sort of had to avoid the runner there. You sort of blocked his path, but had to sort of fall on the throw. Made the throw off line. Still keeps him at first. Doesn't go out of play. Now 1 out from this game being over.
So right out at second, there's a strike to Michael DeRosa. Now Bolin at first. Weiss not holding him on. That one misses outside and up for ball 1. And we have 1-1 coming to Aiden Bolin. Bolin currently in the transfer portal. Played last year at St. Michael's College in Colchester, Vermont, a Division II school. That one's ripped into right center. Going back is Favada. And Harris will haul it in as well in center for the Americans. And that will end the game with life, liberty, and the pursuit of a victory. The Americans get it done. The 3rd win of the season. A big one, 13-3 over the Newark Pilots here at Colburn Park.
Rosa tried to keep this game alive, hit it into deep right center. Able to be tracked down. Americans 2 straight wins to get their first win on the road. Get a convincing 10-run mercy win over the Pilots.
Yeah, so in that bottom of the 7th, no runs on 1 hit. No errors and 1 man left on base. A big win for the Americans. 13-3. The offense really came alive tonight, Ethan.
Absolutely. I mean, you can look at having having lead on 9 for 19 with hitting. If they had forced, you can probably imagine that number going up. Batting almost 500 with runners on. It's sort of been the problem with the Americans in this game. And it's in this season is having runners on and not being able to capitalize. Certainly not the story today.
Absolutely, yeah. They get runners on all day and found ways to get them in. That's really been the key all year long is the left on base total. Look at last night or yesterday afternoon in the doubleheader against the Ironbacks. Just too many guys left on base in that first game where they lost 15-3 against the Ironbacks. And just like you mentioned, just kind of been a problem all season. In game 2, yesterday the Americans won 7-5, and that was because they got guys in moments where it mattered. You had a big 2-out single from Miyataro Munakata. You had a big 2-out single from Jackson Bauer. Both of those scored 2 runs and were able to give the Americans the lead or tie the game. So big 2-out hits, capitalizing with runners in scoring position, things like that have really mattered for the Americans, and that showed again tonight.
Also, more walks than strikeouts, which is always a big thing. 8 strikeouts for the Americans, which certainly they're going to have to something they're going to have to look at, but 10 walks on the game. 7 players on this game had a hit, and one of the 2 that didn't have a hit reached on a walk. So only 1 player didn't reach on base. Svavada, you'll know he'll make up for it. Had that great double play as well. So even if you're not hit 1 player who didn't hit well, still made the big play. Do it all. Everyone really did their job in this game for the Americans.
Absolutely, yeah. You look at the box score, 13 runs for the Americans, just 3 for the Pilots. 12 hits for the Americans, 6 for the Pilots. No errors for the Americans, 1 for the Pilots, who are coming off a 9-error game yesterday, 2 days ago, against the Pioneers. So 1 looks small compared to 9, but still not a completely sound defensive game for the Pilots. But that'll do it here from Colburn Park. I'm Tom Rook alongside Ethan Duncan. A big win for this Americans team. They'll move to 3-5 on the season. The Pilots will move to 0-7 and continue to look for that first win in 2026. The Americans back in action tomorrow. We'll have live coverage for you from Olean, New York. It's the Americans taking on the Olean Oilers. The first matchup for the Oilers against the Americans in the PGCBL. The first team, new team joining this season last year from the NYCBL. Game will start at 6:30. We'll be live at 6:20 from Olean, New York. I'm Tom Rook and Ethan Duncan saying have a great rest of your Friday night, and thanks for spending